Welcome back to my channel, besties. Let's continue our Taekook fan fiction story part 2, where Taehyung fell in love with his hot bodyguard Jungkook. Are you ready? It is just a fan fiction story. Don't take it seriously. Let's start. The storm had passed, but inside the Kim estate, something heavier lingered. Morning light filtered softly through the massive bedroom windows, casting gold over tangled sheets and bare skin. Taehyung stirred first. He blinked slowly, lips parted, hair wild against the pillow. For a moment he forgot the world, forgot his last name, forgot the mafia empire, forgot the shadows that followed him. All he remembered was Jungkook, the weight of his body, the press of his lips, the way he whispered, "Mine." He turned his head, and there he was. Jungkook lay on his side, shirtless, one arm slung over Taehyung's waist like instinct. His expression, even in sleep, was tense, protective, as if danger might arrive before the next breath. Taehyung smiled gently, reaching out to trace the tattoos sprawled across Jungkook's ribs with a feather-light touch. "Still pretending you don't want me?" he murmured, voice sleep-rough. Jungkook's eyes snapped open, not groggy, not confused, alert, trained, focused. But when he saw Taehyung, naked, warm, curled against him, his features softened. He didn't speak, just brushed his thumb across Taehyung's cheek. They lay like that for a moment, hearts steady in each other's rhythm, until, crack, glass shattered. Jungkook moved like lightning. He rolled on top of Taehyung, covering him completely, just as a bullet punched through the far window and embedded into the wall above the bed. "Sniper!" Jungkook shouted, already reaching under the bed for his gun. "Stay down." Taehyung was frozen, naked, heart hammering beneath Jungkook's chest, mind struggling to catch up. Another shot, another crack. The room screamed in splinters. Jungkook pulled him off the bed and dragged him behind the dresser, large hands cradling Taehyung's head to shield it. "Don't move," he ordered, eyes dark with deadly precision. "Don't speak. Don't breathe unless I tell you to." Taehyung swallowed, nodding. His fear wasn't just from the attack. It was from the way Jungkook had changed. Gone was the man who kissed him all night. This was the soldier, the killer trained to protect. Within seconds, the house was in lockdown. Namjoon's voice barked through earpieces. "East window, confirmed sniper from rooftop. Teams moving." Jungkook hissed into his mic, "I have Taehyung. He's safe. I'm getting him to the bunker." "No," Taehyung protested, gripping his wrist. "I'm not hiding. I want to stay with you." Jungkook stared down at him, chest still rising fast. "This isn't a negotiation. It's not a game either." Taehyung bit back. "Last night wasn't a game. You don't get to make love to me and treat me like a package today." Jungkook's nostrils flared. "Don't twist this. I made love to you because I care about you, and I'm protecting you for the same damn reason." Taehyung's breath caught. "I'll keep you alive even if I have to chain you to my side." "Taehyung." Taehyung stared up at him. "Then chain me." Jungkook groaned, pressing their foreheads together briefly. "You drive me insane. You make me feel safe," Taehyung whispered. "And I hate it, but I crave it." Footsteps pounded outside. Jungkook grabbed a robe and wrapped it tightly around Taehyung before lifting him effortlessly into his arms. "Put me down." "Shut up," Jungkook said, but his voice was gentle. They emerged from the room, Jungkook carrying him down the hallway with one hand on his weapon and the other gripping Taehyung's thigh. Security teams passed them with rifles. Namjoon followed behind, furious and pale. "They shot through your bedroom window, Tae," Namjoon said. "This wasn't a message. It was a damn execution attempt." Taehyung said nothing. He just clung tighter to Jungkook's chest. Later, in the underground panic room, the doors sealed with titanium, Jungkook sat on the bench with Taehyung straddling his lap, refusing to let go. "You can't leave me now," Taehyung whispered, resting his forehead against Jungkook's. "I don't care if the world tries to kill me. I want to be beside you." Jungkook's eyes burned. "You already are," he said, "and I will kill anyone who tries to take you from me." They kissed again, messy, desperate, full of need and fear and silent vows. Because now, they weren't just bodyguard and client. They weren't just lust and fire. They were war and devotion. And together, they'd burn the world if they had to. The Kim estate, a fortress of wealth and control, never missed a beat. No whisper went unheard, no movement unnoticed, especially not when it came to Kim Mina's youngest son. Kim Taehyung had always been the light of the house, rebellious, reckless, but loved to the bone. And yet, love didn't mean trust, especially not when it came to strangers hired to protect him. Jungkook was not like the previous bodyguards. He was efficient, sharp, and dangerously composed. His inked arms, always hidden under crisp-fitted suits, flexed with discipline. His gaze never wavered. And yet, lately, Mina had noticed something that unsettled him. It was the way Taehyung would glance at Jungkook when he thought no one was watching. Or the way Jungkook would position himself just a few steps too close, his hand hovering behind Taehyung's back a moment longer than necessary. It was subtle, but not to Kim Mina. "Namjoon," Mina said one evening, sipping his scotch in his office. "I want a team watching Jungkook." Quietly, discreetly, Namjoon raised an eyebrow but didn't question his father. "You think he's a threat?" "I think he's becoming something more than a bodyguard." The nights that followed were tense. Jungkook, unaware of the silent eyes on him, continued his duty. But Taehyung, ever defiant, only grew more daring. It started with soft touches in the hallway when no one was around, then sneaking glances, then long, stolen moments in the dark corners of the estate when everyone else had gone to bed. Jungkook had tried to keep a line drawn, but Taehyung? He blurred it, again and again. And that night, the night it all shattered, Taehyung waited until the entire house was asleep. Tiptoeing barefoot, robe slipping off one shoulder, he made his way to the guest wing where Jungkook's room was. He knew the path by heart now. He slipped in quietly. The moment the door shut, Jungkook was already out of bed, chest bare, eyes dark with something between panic and longing. "Tae, you shouldn't." But the words died as Taehyung pressed his lips to his. It was urgent, desperate, a kiss that said everything they weren't allowed to speak. And outside, parked in the shadows of the estate, a security camera blinked red. The next morning, Kim Mina didn't say a word. Not until after breakfast, when Taehyung was still sleeping and Jungkook had stepped outside to take a call. Then he acted. Private meeting. A slammed file on the desk. A video feed paused on the image of his son, half-dressed in the arms of his protector. "This is how you repay me?" Mina hissed. "I gave you a place, a mission, and you dare take advantage of my son's weakness." Jungkook stood tall, shoulders squared, eyes firm. "I never touched him without his consent. I protected him. And I don't care what you feel," Mina snapped. "You're fired." It wasn't up for discussion. By the time Taehyung woke, Jungkook was gone. His belongings cleared. His scent already fading from the sheets Taehyung had snuck into just hours before. The scream that ripped from Taehyung's throat shook the household. "You what?" he roared at his father. "You had no right." "I had every right," Mina shouted back. "He was supposed to guard you, not fall into bed with you. He loved me." Taehyung's voice cracked. "He didn't use me. I wanted him. I chose him." "You're too young to know what love is," Mina growled. "And now you'll have someone else watching you. Someone who understands boundaries." That night, Taehyung locked himself in his room, refused dinner, refused to speak. But what no one knew was that Jungkook hadn't left completely. From his distant apartment across the city, he hacked into the estate's surveillance system, watching, waiting, protecting in silence. He still tracked Taehyung's location. He still intercepted threats before they got close. No longer hired, but still devoted. He couldn't stop loving the boy he was sworn to guard. And deep down, Taehyung knew. The new bodyguard was everything Jungkook was not. Taller, maybe, but clumsy with his hands. Sharp in uniform but dull in instinct. His name was Lee Sang-hoon, and within 2 days, Taehyung hated him with every fiber of his being. Where Jungkook had been firm but protective, Sang-hoon was simply robotic. He followed orders. He never anticipated. He didn't understand Taehyung's rhythm. The way he fidgeted when he was about to slip away. The way his eyes scanned for exits when bored. Jungkook had known all of that. He had known him. And now Jungkook was gone. His father had made it clear. Jungkook is not to come near you again, Taehyung. He was supposed to protect you, not seduce you. Taehyung had screamed, thrown things, broken his bedroom mirror. But Kim Mina had been firm, cold. The boss, not a father in that moment. Just a mafia king guarding his legacy from a love he couldn't understand. So Taehyung planned his rebellion. He made life hell for Sang-hoon, slipping out through the kitchen entrance, disabling GPS trackers, turning off his phone, giving him fake addresses. Once, he even dressed his friend in his own hoodie and had him drive in circles around Seoul just to exhaust the new bodyguard. But his greatest mistake came on a Thursday night. "Tae, you coming out with us?" Yoojin's voice chimed from the group chat. Taehyung stared at the screen. They were meeting at a private lounge in Itaewon. Alcohol, music, escape. His pulse quickened. He typed, "Hell yes. Send the address. Let's piss off Robot Bodyguard 2.0 tonight." By 10:30 p.m., he had slipped away. Sang-hoon was still parked outside the building. No clue Taehyung had slipped into the service elevator and taken a taxi himself. The lounge was loud, smoky, and pulsing with bass. It numbed his thoughts, Exactly what he needed. A few shots in, Taehyung noticed a new guy in the group. Tall, tan skin, piercings, charming smile. Name's Jino, the guy said. Eugen's cousin. Taehyung didn't question it. He laughed at Gino's jokes. Let him pour him another drink. Didn't notice how his vision blurred just a bit too fast. Didn't question the hand that guided him toward the back exit of the club. His head spun. His limbs were heavy. Then darkness. When Taehyung came to, his mouth was dry and metallic. His head pounded. The room was dark, cold, the smell of damp cement in the air. A light bulb swung above, casting dizzy shadows. His wrists were bound behind a metal chair. His ankles too. His throat ached as he tried to scream, but no one answered. Then came the footsteps, and the gun. The man who stepped forward was a name Taehyung had only heard whispered. Yoon Tae-jin, exiled, ruthless, an old enemy of Kim Mina. I waited a long time to hurt your father, Tae-jin sneered. But hurting you? Oh, this is so much better. He raised the gun. Taehyung trembled, tears forming in his eyes. He tried to be brave. Remembered how Jungkook used to tell him, if you're ever scared, remember, breathe. Fear makes mistakes. But his breath stuttered, his heart thundered, and he was so alone, until the door behind them exploded inward. Smoke, gunshots, a blur of black suit and fury. Jungkook, get away from him. Jungkook's voice ripped through the air like a shot. Tae-jin turned, but not fast enough. The first bullet from Jungkook's gun hit his hand, disarming him. The second hit his shoulder, spinning him around. The third, Jungkook didn't fire, because Tae-jin's backup arrived first. A man lunged from the shadows with a blade, slashing. Jungkook turned instinctively to shield Taehyung. Steel sliced into his back. He grunted, collapsing onto one knee, blood staining his white shirt instantly. No! Taehyung cried out, thrashing against his restraints as Jungkook coughed, his mouth dripping red. Jungkook still stood, still fired. Took down two more attackers with his sidearm before collapsing beside Taehyung's chair. The world slowed. Jungkook! Jungkook! No, please! Taehyung sobbed as Jungkook's hand reached up, trembling, brushing over his face. I promised I'd protect you, even if it kills me. Jungkook rasped, voice hoarse. His body dropped limp beside Taehyung's feet. Elsewhere, Kim Mina paced the floor of his private control room, eyes bloodshot, tie undone. Security screens flashed uselessly. 6 hours, and in 01 can find my son? He roared. Namjoon stood at the side, furious and pale. We have our best men on it. But before Namjoon could finish, an incoming alert pinged. Sir, one of the techs called. Someone breached an encrypted line and sent an emergency ping with Taehyung's GPS coordinates. Who? Mina growled. A pause. John Jungkook, sir. Kim Mina froze. The man he fired, the man he cast out, was the one who found his son. By the time the Kim men arrived, the enemy was long dead. Jungkook was unconscious, barely breathing. Taehyung was curled against his chest, sobbing and bloodied, refusing to let the medics separate them. I'll kill anyone who touches him. He saved me. He saved me. Taehyung screamed, eyes wild, broken. Kim Mina stood in the doorway, the scent of blood thick in the air. And in that moment, the great mafia boss realized his mistake. Not just as a leader, but as a father. To be continued. What will happen next? Please stay tuned for the final part. Hope you enjoyed this part. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.